Howdy everybody and welcome to a new short video series. Basically, every week I'm going to spin a wheel, build something, and I'm going to tell you guys about a specific chosen subject that I like. And this week we're going to do sharks because they're my favorite animal ever. They're just so darn cool. Anyways, let's spin the wheel and see what we're going to build. A car wash. Okay, I actually know exactly what I want to build. I'm going to build the car wash from Steven Universe, if any of you know what that is. Solid show 10 out of 10. So let's get building, and let me tell you all about sharks. Sharks. One of the oldest, coolest animals ever, if I'm being completely honest. The scientific name, which I'll put on the screen because I can't really say, they're about 450 million years old. For comparison, humans are only 300,000 years old. There are over 500 species currently swimming in our ocean. 3,000 fossils recorded of different types that are extinct. That's a lot of sharks. Also, did you know that all species have two Latin names, which allows people to know what if they're talking about the same creature no matter what? Anyways, films like Megalodon and Jaws have negatively affected how sharks are seen by general media and people in general. They're actually very much more docile. Yes, the way they eat can be a bit violent, but they've also got big ass mouths. There's not really any other way they could eat, let's be honest. Sharks are categorized as a fish because they have a soft cartilage as their skeleton, rather than bone. Like everything in nature, sharks are really important to the ecosystem and ocean life. Humans are responsible for killing over 100 million a year, via shark finning or bycatch, which is when they're accidentally caught and basically left to die. Sharks are really important because they help remove carbon from the air, which I know sounds really stupid, but basically they eat the fish that eat seagrass. Keeping the seagrass, the ability to grow, the fish still able to eat because there's no overpopulation, the seagrass then consumes the carbon and releases CO2. Seagrass and other sea plants are actually really important to the ecosystem and consume more carbon than on-land plants do sometimes. And yeah, I know some of the facts I've told you are a little bit sad and a little bit depressing, I'm sorry about that, but it's really important we remember this because shark meat's legal in the UK. It's legal in the UK. It's insane. Let's do some nice facts, yeah? Like for example, nurse sharks are called nurse sharks because when they're hunting, they bury their head into the sand and make a nursing noise. Sharks aren't super well known for the noises they make, but they do in fact make noises. There are 7 on current record of them making clicking noises, which I think is really cool, and hopefully Editor Moss will be putting it over this clip so you can hear it as well. I think it sounds kind of magical. One of my favourite go-to facts when people find out I'm interested in sharks is that great white sharks have over 30,000 teeth in their lifetime. That's a lot of fucking teeth if I'm being completely honest. And a great white shark has the bite power of 4,000 pounds per inch, basically, which for, again, comparison, a human's is 120 to 160 pounds of bite force. That's genuinely so damn cool. Sharks are, I'm going to be honest, quite beautiful creatures. And obviously, the most well-known would be a whale shark. They're very popular and they're very well-known. They're also very docile and they tend to just swim through the ocean with their mouths open, eating plankton and such. But I think there are many others. For example, a wobblegong shark. They look hilarious and I love them. They're so cute. Leopard sharks, hammerhead sharks, smooth hammerhead sharks, and one of my favourite is a smooth hound. They're not very common, but they are beautiful. Now, let me tell you about Deep Blue. She's estimated to be about 20 feet long. She's one of the largest great white sharks ever recorded. She's often seen in Mexico and she's around 5,500 pounds, which is heavy. She's also around 50 years old, which is quite old for a great white to be spotted. She's also very well known for being quite friendly with divers, even letting them approach her sometimes. Now, this one's from my friend Mr. Mella. Tiger sharks. They have one of the most beautiful patterns in any shark. They're well known for being one of the most aggressive sharks whilst hunting as well, with their extremely razor-sharp teeth. They can grow to around 16 feet tall and they're found around the Pacific Islands. They enjoy warm water. They are also, like most sharks, unfortunately endangered, because they are hunted for their extremely high iron livers. When some sharks are flipped upside down, they go into a sort of trance. A lot of scientists use this to help them study and just take care of them in general. And scientists age sharks by counting the rings on their vertebrae, which it's not always correct, but the estimate is if there's 10 rings on the vertebrae, they tend to be around 10 years old. Now, as much as I could probably keep talking about sharks for like an hour, we're wrapping up the build. Now, I've gone for a sort of point of viewpoint because the issue is we don't ever see the inside and we don't see the back or the sideways. But I think it's pretty darn close, especially to the photo I chose. But thank you so much for watching. If you like this, please comment, like, subscribe so you can get more of these. And I can't wait to see you next week. And as always, go away.